3, 2, 1. I thought I'd do a quick live, just easier. So, little Miss Boo. Well, not so little Miss Boo. Hey, beautiful girl. Oh. So we've just taken her temperature. And, of course, we let go in 37.1. So it was 38 this morning. So maybe, hey, I'm not looking into it too much though, because she fooled me today, didn't you? There's no active digging or anything, so she could be in early stage, but or maybe just going. Her progesterone was 11 at 9 o'clock this morning. I mean, it could have dropped since then. So now her temperature's 37.1. We'll take it again in a little bit. And, you know, maybe if I wake up at 3 or something. Anyhow, we're all ready. Oh, sorry, I had to get off the floor. She's ready, aren't you? You've had enough. Are you going to show everyone your babies? Roll over. Show us your belly. Show us your belly. Where's your belly? Look at your belly. Oh. Hey, look at your belly. Hey, look at your belly. Oh, that's him barking. He's all out of sorts. So we're all ready. She didn't really eat dinner, so this is dinner, which she didn't eat. We've done a little bit of redecorating. Not a lot though. No sign of waters or no sign of any sort of fluids. A little bit of mucus last night, a little bit of clear mucus, but nothing very exciting. Got a few bickies there. Anyhow, we're all set up. We're all ready. We've got the basket ready for the puppies to go into. Oh, I've got that turned on. Probably don't need it turned on. So when we have the puppies, it gets quite violent in there when she's digging. So I tend to let her have the pups for a while until the next one's ready to be delivered. And then I'll take the puppy out and pop them in the little basket. She certainly looks like she's in first stage labour, but she's been doing this panting for a couple of days now, on and off. I did speak to the vet about it today, and she thinks just because it's such a, you know, it's so full in there, she's just uncomfortable. So that's why she's panting. Her progesterone at 9 o'clock this morning certainly didn't indicate that she was in labour because it was 11, but, you know, that could have changed now. So especially with that temperature drop down to 37.1. Last time her temp drop was 36.9, so we're not far off that. But anyhow, no visible contractions. Hey, we're just working those babies down, aren't we, darling? Hey, just working them down. Yeah. So we'll obviously keep an eye on her. I know there's a lot of people that are concerned about her because she's having a big litter, but big litters are in my line, and she certainly didn't have any trouble delivering the puppies last year in her last litter. So Booby likes me being 2 centimetres away from her. She would have me in the box if she could, wouldn't you? Eh? Some girls don't like you to be, or don't like you to be near you, or like the room dark, like a little den. We've got all the lights on. Excuse the messy kitchen. Oh, she likes to hold my hand. I don't need to make the room lighter. She quite easily whelps. Don't you, darling? Eh? Yeah. So I use calcium in between each pup, so I've got that all set up. I've got those identifying bands that, like I said the other day, I don't usually need to use those, but if I'm not here and Michael is delivering the puppies, he will definitely need to have some way of telling them apart. So I've left those there. Yeah, so I'm expecting to have some puppies in the next 24 to 48 hours. I'm definitely thinking we're going to have puppies here by Wednesday. She went day 61 last time with 10, and it's day 61 tomorrow. So I'm thinking she'll probably go tomorrow. Hey, do you think it'll be tomorrow? Everybody's waiting very anxiously. Yes, they are, aren't they? They're all waiting to see your beautiful babies. Do you think we might get some boys this time? What do you reckon? Do you reckon Zeusie's giving us some boys? Eh? Oh, I hope he gets some boys. I need a few boys. Yes, there's a few people who want boys. Hey, it's a bit like last year. We wanted 5 boys and we only got 9 girls. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully we've got a nice little mixture. Hey, a nice little mixture. We'll have some boys and some girls and a nice mix of colours. So, yeah, so I suppose if I'm just going to shoot the breeze, Boo is a tri-blue merle. She's got a beautiful big white collar. So she's got a full collar, which is, not that common on a merle. Merles usually have a split collar, but she's got a beautiful big full collar. And merle is a coat pattern. It's not a colour. She's actually a tri-black and white puppy. So she's a black girl with tri, and she carries chocolate. Don't you, darling? So they can have chocolate babies, because chocolate is a recessive gene, if you didn't know, if you're a novice. So Zeus also carries chocolate, and he also carries tri. So last year they got a couple of little tri blue merles, which we actually didn't know were tri till they were a little bit older. So that was interesting. They didn't have that definite up the back end tri. They just look like blue merles. And we got a couple of chocolate puppies, and we got some black and whites. Zeus also carries red, but I don't have red in my line, so they can't have red and white puppies, or Boo and him can't have red and white puppies. But if he was mated with a red girl, yes, they definitely could have red puppies. So he carries red. So we've kind of got the jackpot there. He carries chocolate, tri and red. I don't have dilute in my line, so yeah. So I can't get diluted colours like lilac or lilac merle. We can get blue merle, we can get chocolate merle, we can get tri, blue and chocolate, we can get tri, chocolate and black, and we can get black and white and chocolate and white. So there's a variety of colours. Remembering, as I said earlier, merle is a coat pattern, not colour. Isn't it, Miss Boo? It's a pattern. People ask or want to know what's usually the split. In my experience, 50-50, but then in other litters I've only sometimes got a lot of solid dogs. Oh, there's a bit of action. Hey, are you doing a bit of action? Are you going to give us a bit of an action shot while we're on camera? I'm going to do some housework. She's thinking about it. Oh, I may have spoken too early. We might have are we going to do a live birth boo? I don't know if I've got the hands for that. Or you're just getting it ready, aren't you, darling? Eh? She messes them up and I straighten them out. So I do use newspaper and towels. I just find it easier. I think you might be in labour. But I said that yesterday. But anyhow, we've got a little bit more positive happening, a little bit more positive signs. So maybe she is. Anyhow, I like to use newspaper because it's easy to pick up and clean up. And I usually put some towels down just so there's some soft bedding. All of the puppies I use these individual, if I bring the basket over, just I've got old nappies and tea towels, so every puppy gets rubbed down with that when they're born. And like I said, I leave them in, I do let her have them in there, but she does go pretty wild when she's digging, so the last thing I want is her to toss puppies around. So, and they're very open to me picking the puppies up and bringing them out. So I'm just going to pop my hand down here to see if I can feel any contractions. All these little first stage labour, which is what they do first of all, which can be anywhere from 12 to 36 hours, is just working the puppies down. She's worked her puppies down. As you can see, her back end, she almost looks normal. It's only when she sits that you can see how fat she is, because she's worked all those puppies down into the bottom of her belly. So her uterus is lying either side along the bottom, and they line them all up essentially to be ready to be born. And I'm not really 100% sure, but they say that my words, I've got no words tonight. They are born from one horn and then the next horn, but I don't know if that's 100% true or not. She seems to birth two puppies and then has a pause. Bella used to birth just one after the other, about 20 minutes apart. Sometimes she would birth two almost together. And Izzy Boo's mum, well, she was a bit of a different girl, wasn't she? She wasn't born to breed. No, that's why we kept you and retired her. Hey. The puppies line themselves up, and when she's ready, after she goes through the first stage and the puppies are all lined up and down into the birth canal, and the cervix is dilated and the vulva's ready, they've got water around them, so their waters break. It's not as dramatic as humans, but there'll be a small leak of water, and usually the mother licks it up straight away, or the bedding will absorb it. It's not a massive big gush. Sometimes there's a gush of water before each puppy, because the puppies are surrounded by water. So sometimes they're born in their sac and the water, well, they're born in their sac, but they're born in their water sac as well. So you'll get she likes to hold my hand, don't you, darling? You like to hold my hand, but you can't balance real well. So sometimes you'll get a gush of water before each pup. Not always, though. Other things that we look for when we're birthing is we try and make sure that a placenta is delivered after each puppy. if a placenta isn't delivered, we certainly make sure that it's delivered at some stage. Normally, mum gobbles up the placenta. I'm not a big... I don't really mind if they eat their placentas. I try not to let them eat every single placenta because they usually get sick when they're full of placenta, especially when they have big litters like this lot do. So we'll... I let her have a few of the placentas, but sometimes you just can't help it. They're into that placenta before you even know that they've had a puppy sometimes, especially when it gets pretty exciting. And sometimes it's very exciting, isn't it, miss? Yes. Sometimes you haven't got time to scratch yourself and you're having another one, aren't you? Hey, you need to scratch this paper up a bit, girlfriend, because it's a bit slippery. Hey, you're slipping and sliding there. Hey? Yeah. So, what else can I tell you while I'm sitting here shooting the breeze? I was going to try and do a live birth. It's just a little bit hard. I can probably set the camera up, but you get a little bit preoccupied, don't you? And I always say I'm not going to break the sacks and I'm going to let her do it and I'm going to sit back and I'm just going to watch and enjoy. And I last about 15 seconds, if that. And then I'm in there diving, just trying to get that nose out of that sack. And then I usually leave her alone to, I just make sure she's not too rugged. Sometimes they can get a little bit rugged with the chewing the placenta down. You've just got to be careful that they don't chew too close. So I'll pinch it off, and so it's actually detached from the baby. Hey, I usually just pinch it off. You can pinch it off with your fingers. Some people use scissors. It's quite easily to pinch off with your fingers. I try not to have anything too sharp around. Hey, we've cut your pants. Hey, we gave your pants a bit of a trim, which is a bit of a shame, but it does all grow back. She's in a lovely coat at the moment. That'll all go soon. I know, darling. Oh, that's where you had your progesterone this morning, eh? That's where you had your progesterone this morning. So yeah, I as I posted, I took her to the vet this morning. She had a temperature drop on Saturday night. Michael was the one who took it though. He was the one that was home. He kind of doubted himself today that it wasn't correct, but it may have been. Sometimes they do have 2 drops. Not usually, and it did only go down to 37.3, so it was only, last night I was sitting there watching her essentially panting, probably not quite as active, certainly I was watching her panting and I kind of realised then that, oh my goodness, that temperature drop was the night before. So that means we were looking at 24 hours at first stage, which she's never done before. So I did give the emergency vet a call and they assured me that, it can take 36 hours, and because she has got a big litter, it's just going to take a little bit longer to work them all down and get them all sorted. So they said kind of wait till this morning, and if she hasn't, produced a pup by this morning, it's probably not a bad idea to go get her checked out. So that's what we did. We rang our vet this morning and said this is the situation, and we could just bring her straight in. No appointment needed. They're amazing. We just got in the car and drove there. We got straight in, got to see the vet straight away. Then their reproduction nurse come out and they took her down and did an ultrasound and checked all the babies out. Their senior vet thinks there's 11. They checked all the heartbeats, and the lowest heartbeat they could find was 206, which tells us that the puppies aren't in fetal distress. So then the next decision was to do a progesterone, because you know, we didn't want to do a cesarean. You would never do a cesarean without knowing what the progesterone is. I'll pop that towel there because you're slipping on that paper, Missy. So they pulled a progesterone off, and the progesterone come back at 11. So 11 is an indication that we are approaching birth or approaching labour, not an indication that she is in labour. It needs to be under 6 for that to for the uterus to start contracting. So or for the puppies to be safely delivered. So there was no way they were going to do a Caesar today because it was above 6. So we were packed up and we came home, but it was just nice to have that reassurance that, you know, all the panting and everything that we've been seeing over the past few days is just her possibly being uncomfortable and not so much in labour. So that was reassuring. So we came home and we've had a very quiet day, which is what we've had for the last few days anyhow. She slept a lot of it. She has been panting on and off a bit like now. Hasn't really had anything to eat, maybe a few bickies. Nothing particularly exciting. And then, so we decided that we would just sit and wait and just start taking her temperature again. So I took her temperature when I got home at about 11, and her temp was 37.9. So I decided that I would take her temperature again about now, because I just wanted to get an indication to make sure that she hasn't had a drop. I didn't want to wait till the morning. So I took a temperature just before I started this live, and it was 37.1. So that could be a drop. So we may be going into first stage labour. So anyhow, 37.1 is pretty much a degree and a bit underneath what her normal temperature is, which is what they say. So 37.1 certainly does indicate that she is approaching labour. So when the progesterone drops, the temperature drops. So that's a very good indication for you at home if, you know, you're trying to ascertain if your girl's in labour or not. Well, if she's had a temperature drop down below, 37, low 37 below, that's a good indication that her progesterone's dropped. But of course, the only way we would know is if her progesterone had dropped is if we pull a progesterone, and we can't do that at home, and taking her to the vet and stressing her out isn't worth it. So what we'll do now is I'm going to call it, we're going to call it, what was the time, probably about 6 o'clock when I took her temperature. So I'm thinking we should see some puppies by 6 a.m. We may see them before that. She may start tonight. I might be in for a long night. At this stage, you can't, if she is in labour, you actually can't see contractions. The uterus is contracting inside, and it's not until they go into stage 2 that you visibly see contractions. Hey, Miss Booby. You're putting on a very good show. People are going to think that you're crazy. Hey? People are going to think you're a nut. Hey? So once we start seeing, this belly is quite hard. Once we start seeing contractions, then we start timing. We should see a pup. Hopefully, if a water breaks, we should see a pup within about 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes. And we want to see a pup produced with a good few contractions. Yeah, we want to see once she's had some very good pushes. Usually she'll put her feet up on the rails, or she'll push against my hands, and you can really see it. Like, there's no denying when they're in stage 2. That belly contracts. You can see that contraction, and you can see them bearing down. Sometimes they grunt, other times they're quiet, sometimes they cry, but you can see them bearing down. So obviously we want to make sure that she produces something when she is bearing down. Yeah, you should see something. I like 20 minutes. It's not normally that long. The puppy's got to come, once it's in the canal, the actual birth canal, it's actually got to go over a little bit of a bump to get out. So sometimes it can get stuck on that little pelvic bone. So sometimes there's a couple of different maneuvers that you can do to try and realign that puppy and let it slip back up and slip back out. Sometimes 2 puppies will try and get out at the same time, so you've got to try and get one to go back a little bit so one can fall through. They're all the complications that you can come with. Boo was born to breed. She's built like her nana. She's got the most amazing breeding hips, pelvis. She's got a nice, beautiful, big space for her uterus. Thank goodness, because they have big litters. These waterpud girls, eh? Your mummy had big litters, didn't she? Not your mummy, sorry, your nana. Your mummy had 8 and 7, I think. 8 and 8. 8 and 8. And but she definitely wasn't built to have big litters, was she? No, that's why we retired her. Hey, that's why we retired her. Yeah, so we'll just look for that, look for the signs. I'll be keeping an eye on her now, just to try and keep an eye on what's going on, won't we, darling? Hey, keep an eye on what's going on. I'll turn the lights down. I'll clean up the kitchen. She usually doesn't like me leaving her in the box when she's in this bit of a state, but she might lay down and have a sleep soon. Hey, you gonna have a sleep, or are you gonna have these puppies? What are you gonna do, Miss Boo? Hey, what are you gonna do? And Zeus is all out of sorts because he's lost his best friend. Hey, Zeus not happy because he's got his girlfriend's not out there playing with him. So obviously we don't let her go. Well, I suppose I shouldn't keep saying obviously. We don't let her go outside to the toilet on her own. We take her out. I don't take her out on a lead. The yard's not that big. I can certainly find her. I certainly go with her and watch what she's up to. All day she's been doing little poos, which is another indication that she's having a clean out. Hey, you're making space. Hey, you're making space. All the telltales are there. It's just a waiting game now. We'll just wait and see. Hey, darling, we're gonna wait and see. Wait and see what the night brings. Hey, yeah. Hey, you thirsty? That's her way of reassuring herself, that licking. That's why she likes me to be here, don't you, darling? Hey? You like it when Mum's here? And just try and keep calm. Nice, calm environment. Don't get too stressed. Hey, they do this in the wild all by themselves. Don't yous? Hey? You do it in the wild all by yourself. Okay, well, I guess I could sit here and gas bag all night, but I just thought I'd jump on and do a live since I haven't done one since the other day, and bring you all up to speed, do a little bit of educating, telling you what's going on and what we think's happening, what looks like it's happening. I'll keep you updated when I can. I will give you an update in the morning, just to let you know what we're doing, if we've progressed or if we've got a puppy or what's happening. So yeah, stay tuned, and obviously once they're born, we'll be doing lots of lives and lots of updates and lots of FaceTiming. I've got a few interstate puppies again this year, which is normal, pretty normal, having interstate puppies. And I've had a few local inquiries as well, so yeah, so stay tuned. I've still got some spots on that waiting list, but don't leave it too late, because if you want a Bella Marcella, you might miss out. Yes, you might miss out. Okay, let me just move that. This paper is very slippery tonight. You haven't roughed it up enough yet. Okay, I'll leave it there. Yeah, keep following me. Get your friends to follow me. Promote my page. That's what it's all about. Sharing, 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 sharing. Yes. Sharing, sharing. Yes. And all my beautiful owners, as you all know, as I always say, you get priority. You are my priority. My family's already. So reach out. Okay, guys, have a great night, and I'll keep you updated. Bye for now. I've forgotten how to turn it off. It's been so long. I'll finish.